Borky is.
So I need two each, and it's kind of your perception of where these teams are, but give me two college football programs that are primed to take a step forward in tier, or however you want to describe it, primed to take a big step forward, not for a season, I mean as a program, taking a step forward, and who do you think is going to be taking a step backward? Two each, two forward, two backwards.
Wait, we're not saying specific to the SEC?
Anywhere in college football.
Ooh.
One of mine, both of my forwards are not in the SEC. You know one of my backwards already, and one of my backwards is in the SEC.
See, I was thinking about this from an SEC perspective only. I did not give this as much thought as I should have from a national perspective. My first SEC step forward in terms of tier is Tennessee. Now, all jokes about Tennessee fans aside, and where Tennessee fans believe they have been or believe they should be, Tennessee has been in a different place since the mid-2000s. There have been upticks in the, craters. Josh Heupel's first year was good, and it set really high expectations. And this past year, they were, am I overstating it if I say they were a Hendon Hooker injury from being in the playoff?
Yeah, because they were down 18 to South Carolina when he got hurt.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's an outlier game. I mean, that they just played poorly at the worst possible time. It happened.
11-2, Josh Heupel, a lot of excitement, all the resources in the world, fully bought in terms of NIL. I think Tennessee is in the process of taking a step forward into that next tier. Does that mean they're on the same level with Alabama and Georgia? No. But I think they're into that second group that includes another team that I think is taking a step in the process of taking a step forward as well. And that's LSU. Now, in fairness, we're talking about 1 year off, right?
Well, that's the thing, though.
I know. So I'm. This is very micro. This is not like big macro. I understand that LSU has been one of the nation's elite, and they've won 3 national championships since 2004. 2004. I get that. But they went from the highest of high to the lowest of low in less than a season. And I think they are taking a step back to that sustainability with Brian Kelly.
I mean, I would just say they got rid of the wrong coach and got the right coach, and they were immediately good again.
Okay.
That's how I would look at it.
I
mean, that's what an elite program can do. They are an elite program.
But Tennessee was at one point an elite program, and they made a series of bad hires. It was once they finally got it right in terms of head coach and administration that they are quickly turning it around. Yeah. So you will accept Tennessee as an answer. You will not accept LSU as a
because they have been down for so long. Okay. Because they've been down for so long. LSU had the greatest college football team in the history of the sport 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yes, I'm aware.
Okay. I don't remember Tennessee's national championship. It was that long ago. So
I do.
My first one is Oregon. I think Oregon is despite having a playoff appearance and despite being ranked and stuff like that, I think that they are set to make a jump from being what they have been to national contender, competing in the playoff, possibly winning a championship if the season is right. Lanning, despite that ridiculous tattoo that he just got, is a heck of a coach and a really good recruiter, and they're building an SEC, a Georgia caliber, maybe a step below because it's not as deep, but they're getting Georgia talent at Oregon. They're getting Alabama talent at Oregon, especially on the lines of scrimmage where despite the changes in philosophy, games are won and lost. I mean, Will Muschamp said it right after the game against TCU. How are you able to do that? Set up front. That's how. That's how we're winning games is up front. Oregon's doing the same thing. And they're going to have an easier road to get there more often playing in the depleted Pac-12 without USC in there. So I think Oregon's path is getting easier, and I think their roster is getting better, and their coach is primed to take them to that next level to compete for championships, truly compete for championships on an annual basis.
Okay. Give me one, hey, Dad.
Wisconsin.
Ooh.
I think that Luke Fickell brings the modern offense to Wisconsin for the first time ever. And we've been saying that he's a great coach, that he's the kind of coach who can win at big schools. I think that's the truth. I think he'll modernize Wisconsin. He'll get them recruiting at a higher level, and he'll have them right there, just a shade below Ohio State and Michigan.
All right, so I agree with you guys. I'm going to scratch LSU. That didn't make sense in this context. I got two teams from the Pac-12, though. They're not moving to the same tier, but they're both moving up a tier. You may laugh at one of them, but Southern Cal has been performing below its capabilities since Pete Carroll left.
I mean,
same as Tennessee.
Don't have a playoff appearance in the era.
Yeah.
I mean, they played for a national championship in 2009 and got beat. That's plenty of time.
Will Lincoln Riley be able to win the big game? I don't know. He was great but not exceptional at Oklahoma. Individuals were exceptional, but not the entire team. I think there's just so much available to him at Southern Cal that they are in the process of taking a step forward. Now, what's that going to look like in transitioning to the Big Ten? I don't know. We'll see. The other program in the Pac-12, I was so impressed with what Kalen DeBoer did in his first year as the head coach at Washington. And I think Washington is in the process of taking a step forward. Now, are they moving into that elite level? Nah, probably not. But I think they are moving to the head of the class in the Pac-12 with Southern Cal on the way out the door. Who's your second, Borky?
It was Wisconsin, actually. So I'll throw a curveball because everything Haydad said is right. Wisconsin has been so solid. They've got so much going for them. But now that they've modernized offense and they're already recruiting skill positions better than they have that I can remember anyway, they're going to take a step up and be competitive like that. How about TCU, though? I know they lose their offensive coordinator and they replaced him with Kendall Briles, but they're portaling well. The Big 12 is, getting – Texas hadn't been good in a long time, but in terms of resources, they don't have such an uphill climb with the top tier of their conference anymore starting, a year from now. I think they've got a chance to take a step forward. Are they going to go to the national championship every year? No. They may not ever again. But I do think TCU is going to be more respected as a national brand and football team with good players moving forward. They've got the infrastructure to continue being what they were this year, just maybe not making the championship anymore.
You got a second one, Haydad?
Well, we had Tennessee. We had Southern Cal. Let's bring back all the glory days. Florida State.
It's a good one.
I feel like Norvell got things going in the right direction. Next year, be a test year for them because everybody's going to be gunning for them. They're going to have a lot of preseason expectations. But if they deliver on that, I mean, especially with Florida down right now and Miami, I don't know what's going on there for real, So it feels like Florida State can maybe take advantage and become that dominant program in the state of Florida again.
All right, so those are your